Okay, today we are going to be talking about the Power Pivot feature that is there as part of Power BI. You can get Power Pivot enabled, the Power Pivot tab that you see on Excel. You can enable it here, or you can go to the application. There is another video in the playlist which tells you how you can enable the Power Pivot tab. So make sure you follow that video to look at and understand how you can enable the Power Pivot. But in short, let me just quickly walk you through that. So you need to go here, go to options, and you have the add-ins here. Okay, and you should be able to see this Power Pivot here. It's a COM add-in. So make sure you enable it from here, and you can follow the other video. It should be enabled, okay, if you want to run this and use these features here. So the first thing that we'll do is, let's say we have a plain and simple file where we have sales data by the year, year wise, whatever data we have. And I want to combine multiple files. So I'll say all of these, I want all 4 of them. So I want to transform the data now, 16, 17, 18, 19. So they will all get loaded here, Power Query. And then I want to append it as new. Okay. So they will get combined into one single table. So it was already duplicated. So I remove the double and I say, okay. So I get this year, month, target amount. So everything is done. And this is now. So I now close and load it. Okay. So this is my combined append data that I have. Append 1 gives me the entire data from 2016 to 17. Using this, I will now go into Power Pivot. So what I will do here is I will add this to the data model. That's the simplest way you can create a measure or a KPI. Okay. Once you have done with this, then come here and you can create a pivot table out of this and put it existing, or you can put it in an new worksheet. So from this table, I want to add the year as a filter. I want to put months. I want to put a target. I want to put a amount here. Simple, straightforward, nothing else. Got it? So this is now added. So if I want to add a measure here, I can add a measure. I'll say new measure. So what will my measure be? This is the table into which I have multiple tables here in the pivot table. So I can choose which table. So I'll have only one, append 1. So I can call it, let's say, percent achieved. Okay. And this particular value that I am having, I can use the DAX functions here. So which is basically, I want to create a divide function. And what will the divide do? It will add up the append. I want to divide the amount by the target. Okay. Sum of okay. And then if alternate result, if this has an issue, then I'm going to return a blank. So it will be a blank value. Got it? So after this formula is done, I can check it. So see, it returns an error. So yeah, so this one, 1%. Sum of what? Sum of append dot target basically. Okay. Else again I'll check. So no errors in formula now. So this could be a number. I could have a decimal depending on how I want to use it. And I say okay. So now I got this percent achieved. So if I want to convert this into a percentage, I can go and instead of the number, I can make it a percentage here. So I get a percent. Okay. Now, if I want to target these values, okay, and check which values have achieved the target, which have not. So I can have a measure defined. So for that purpose, I go to this KPIs here and I can say a new KPI is added here. So best way is first initially you give, since it is a percentage, you have to give in decimal values here and the system will convert that. So we have a wide range from 39. So let's say and either give a value of, let's see, 0.65. Okay. So anything above, let's put it as anything above 70 and anything, we have data for 30s and 40s and let's make it up to 60. Anything below 60% is a problem. Anything above this is good. Okay. And I say, okay. So now I get this achieved, which is like 0, 1, minus. So all you need to do here is, since this was already there, comes up with this, just disable this once and bring it back, enable it. So you will now get your icons here. Okay, you can align it to the middle. Got it? So this way you can enable a icon here to display what is being shown. In case you want to make any changes to the icon, you don't like this particular icon or you want to make changes to how it is defined, you can come here and you can edit it. If you can't edit it from here, then you can go here, manage KPIs. Okay. So you can add multiple measures here as per your need. As you can see here, you can have different types of icons. Okay. So here you can see the icon is changing. If I have the icon changes like this or like this, this is depending on what you need. So icons are very similar. The icons are similar to what we did in conditional formatting in traditional Excel. So that concept has been extended here. Okay. So any one of this that you want to use, you can say, okay. And in case it does not refresh, just disable it and enable it. Okay. And your values are now displayed. Okay. Now here you see there are no reds. The reason being that the measure is not within that, the KPI is not within that range. So if you want to make that change, you can just drag it. If you notice here, there is a small dotted line which shows you the target. Okay, what value of target you had. So against that, if you have numbers which are above, below, in between the range, then your status flags, the icons will also have different views of it. Okay. So this is how you can create a measure and you can add a status flag or a status icon onto your Power Pivot table. Okay.